Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Mario Strikers Charged. I'm your host, Shadow HB3, and I'm ready to entertain. In the last episode, we completed Striker Challenges 7, 8, and 9, and in this episode, we will finally complete the Striker Challenge mode as we finish off Challenges 10, 11, and 12. Just again to remind you all, in case you didn't watch my last video, this will be post-commentary due to some various problems I've been having with my HD PVR, and I didn't want it to be a factor in editing. So, let's go ahead and get underway. So the first challenge, or actually really, just so you know, all three of these final challenges that we have will involve all the unlockable characters or unlockable captains in this game. So first off, we'll start off with Diddy Piranha, who's unlockable after beating the final cup of this game, the Striker Chop. So this challenge is called Tag Team Tussle, and this challenge is going to go by pretty fast, but I do have it saved here on my screen so I can actually read it to you all word for word. So it says, Petey has reached the Super Mushroom Cup final and is now set to battle Donkey Kong for the title. Both of the teams have taken a beating, leaving each side with only the captain and a trusted sidekick. With the trophy on the line, which team has enough left in the tank to take home the title? Yep, so we are taking on Donkey Kong in a game in which really all we just have to do, of course, is win the game. The only real catch is that we just have only one sidekick, or both sides only have one sidekick. So, Petey has Monty Mole and Donkey Kong has Toad, so depending on how things go, we could have a bit of an advantage here if we are wise with our passing as well. But Toad is the best passer out of the four here by far. So we just have to, really with this one, you just want to be smart with your passing. Look for opportunities to, take advantage of when the two computers collapse onto you, and then you can just charge it up, get the ball to Petey, and do your thing. And something I didn't mention here, or I think I did mention it here, but I didn't kind of describe it to you completely with everybody. All the captains and even the sidekicks, they have their own special theme. And I figured that at least while we're, doing this pretty easy challenge, which again, as long as you pass the ball well and you're not careless with your items, you should, even for this being this third to last challenge of the game, you shouldn't really have that much trouble, beating this challenge. At least I didn't when I was practicing. Well, you saw for Petey Piranha's post-game theme, or scoring theme, or after he wins, or I guess his theme in general. His is what I think is called Calypso, and I just kind of studied about it today, or kind of went on Wikipedia and found an article, and his basically involves just like music that you would listen to if you're in the Caribbean or on the islands. I think they said it started on one of the islands here in the many islands in North America, but I forgot exactly which one off the top of my head. But yeah, his is Calypso, and he's also got the coolest walk. That is by far the best walk that just oozes swag right there. But just to let you know what the other captains' themes were for their music. Mario's is alternative rock. Luigi's, I told you earlier, his is flamenco. Peach has techno. Daisy is synthetic / punk rock. Yoshi has energetic Broadway. Wario has polka. Why? I have no idea. Waluigi with his bluegrass is his. African drums go to DK. Bowser has hard rock, and if you listen closely, whenever you score with him or listen to his theme, his is an actual remix of the Fortress Boss theme from Super Mario Bros. 3, so a little tidbit there if you weren't paying attention. Bowser Jr. has surf rock, and Diddy Kong has Hindustani classical. I hope I'm saying that right. But in case you didn't know, unless you listened, you probably get an idea. It's basically kind of a style of music that originated from the northern part of India. So I think that's pretty cool. That every single character has this theme of their own. And of course, I completely botch up this Mega Strike here. Not getting it perfectly, but you know what, even if I had gotten it perfect, I don't think, as you can see here, the goalie stops 1 or 5 out of 6 shots that I put on the net here. So even if I had gotten it perfectly, I think don't know if that would have been any better. So, and you guys are going to believe what happens here. I have a 3-goal lead at this point. think at this point, with about 15 seconds to go, that I'm going to be able to pitch a shutout because I played well. I haven't given the ball away. I was completely charged until that point. I give the ball away, or DK tackles me while the ball is fully charged, and I unfortunately give up a shutout, or don't get the shutout. But it's a good thing too that that I scored a third goal right away, or not too long before then, because right then you saw he had another opportunity to get a second goal, and had I not scored my third goal, would have been tied. So thankfully that didn't happen. Alright, so after you defeat this challenge, you will earn the cheat called Always White Ball, which shows that the ball will always have a white glow, so whenever it's shot, it'll go with max speed and power. And I'll mention that as we see that PD won that battle of tag teams. So that takes care of Challenge 10, so we'll go ahead and proceed here in a little bit with Challenge 11. Again, things look like they're working just fine here with the recording, but when I get to where I get to load the next challenge, then that's when I have problems, and I'll have to make a cut there, which you all see in a moment. But yep, Bowser Jr., who's unlockable after beating the Fire Cup, has a challenge called Against All Odds, and his challenge reads this. It's the final of the Mushroom Cup. Bowser Jr. is facing his arch rival and father, Bowser, but the league has handed down a harsh penalty to Bowser Jr. He cannot use power-ups in the final, as he was found guilty of sabotaging them in his semi-final victory. Can this little pest win the Mushroom Cup with no power-ups? Okay. So yes, basically, we have to try to win a game without being able to use any items whatsoever. And unfortunately, because we can't use items, Bowser and his team have the ability to basically, they can hit us at will and not worry about being penalized for it. So they have that going for them. But I think this can be a bit of a challenge. Nonetheless, if you're not careful with your passing, you just need to make sure that you, of course, are effective. Some of the sidekicks you have aren't really good with passing the ball either. So I would say, and just be wary about where you are when you try to make a pass, and know that you're going to be chasing quite a bit. As you see with Bowser, his sidekicks consist of all three Toads, so he's got three passers on his team that are able to pass the ball fast, get it charged up, get the ball to Bowser, or they'll take a skill shot on their own, and one of them will, in all likelihood, off of a miss, be ready to follow up on a rebound and put it back in the net. But yeah, you can see that's normally that would have been a penalty, which would have granted me an item there, since I didn't have the ball right there after Bowser tackled me. But because of this, this little penalty, or this little sabotage trouble that Bowser Jr. committed with the items, he couldn't use any items here, or he can't use items here. So trying to just survive this wave right here, as the Toads are just kind of coming at me fast and furiously, so I'm having to kind of slow things down. And as you can see there, I decided after a huge bit of sustained pressure from them, I would just kind of take things back a bit. But I would say the other key thing to note here is that you don't want to, now at this point with the computers being the difficulty as they are, they're going to be able to be ready to deke whenever you come near and you make a move. So I would say wait, if you can be patient enough, wait for them to actually make the deke and then try to go after them. Unfortunately, it didn't quite pay off there. They were able to charge the ball and get one off the Bowser. So, yeah, be very, very careful with how you pass the ball. And I think also, as far as scoring goes, because you see Bowser Jr., he's an offensive type, so he'll have power. So if you get in the moment, also you just want to remember you have Hammer Bro there, so if you can remember to use your deke effectively and not use it too early.
3D White Smile with Crest 3D White Lux toothpaste.
Excuse me.
Crest 3D White has white lock technology.
Cell phone, be quiet.
Microfine lines of your teeth.
Be quiet, cell phone.
Future stains. Crest 3D White Lux.
Sorry about that, guys. For some reason, I think that I know what the reason why that went off was of all things, but in any case. I'll explain that later. But no, what I was saying was you have Hammer Bro to use for his skill shot if you get close, and hopefully you're not don't have a stroke of bad luck of hitting it right off the crossbar and out. But you also have Dry Bones too. He's got one of the better dekes in this game. So just make sure you have the ball fully charged up, and you'll be able to make the most of it. But no. And this is something I wanted to mention before, or reiterate, where if you all played this game online when it first came out, and even before all these glitches got discovered about what could easily be done to exploit the goalie and get an easy goal without wasting a lot of time, you would see a lot of people who would choose the Hammer Brothers as their sidekick and spam the heck out of their deke, and it would just be so annoying. I know it was for me initially, trying to do that, or trying to deal with it, but what can you do? Anyways, we were able to beat it, thankfully. It took me a couple of tries, but I was able to do so successfully. So, Striker Headlines reads, Bowser Jr. powered up with victory. Well, I wouldn't know about the powered up part since he didn't have items to begin with, but says no power-ups, no problem for Bowser Jr. as he battles to a surprise win in the Mushroom Cup. So, congratulations to him. And when you do defeat that cheat, you will win a cheat called the Always Sidekick Skill Shot, which allows every single shot that the sidekick fires to be a skill shot. So have fun playing with that if you want to do that. And now that just brings us to our final challenge with Diddy Kong, who is unlocked after beating the Crystal Cup. And his is probably the hardest of all. His is called Lucky 7. Unfortunately, I didn't give you a chance to look at the headlines because I was trying to get through it as fast as possible. But his headline, I'll read it so you all will know what it said. It said, the world has all eyes on Diddy Kong's team as they have a chance to set the record for scoring 100 goals faster than anyone else. Not only does his team need 7 goals to set the record, but they also need a win over Yoshi to qualify for the next stage of the Star Cup. Will Diddy make history and advance to the next round as well? Not the final round, but just the next round. Okay, so this challenge, I think, gives challenge number 8 involving Yoshi a run for its money for hardest challenge of this game by far, I think, because unlike that one, you have to at least score 5 or 7. You have to score 7 goals, and combine that with the fact that this is the hardest difficulty in the game. The stage you're playing on will only limit you to having at least maybe 3 or 2 players tops to work with. You have no idea who you're going to use, so that random factor is thrown in there. It just makes for a means of something taking for a long time. I know at least for me it took about a good 10 to 15 tries to defeat this challenge. But I mean, the basic thing to tell you all here is, you've got 3 minutes as opposed to 1:08 seconds like you did in Challenge 8 with Yoshi. So be ready to try to, if Diddy Kong is out on the playing field at any time, get off as many Mega Strikes as you can. I even saw one person suggest that if you want to get the best item so you can have your chance of getting off a Mega Strike, then go ahead and allow the the computer to score. But I don't know about that. I think you'd be better off just keeping the game as close as possible and then just trying to generate opportunities of a Mega Strike on your own. And again, just get off as many as you can, because the computer is going to be so good that he's probably going to stop. If not all of them, he'll probably stop, or he'll probably end up missing out on stopping at least one shot if you're fortunate. And of course, another good advantage, which you'll see later, is with Diddy's ability Red Card, combined with this, stage, the Crystal Canyon. I mean, if you can get all or both computer players in a position to where they both end up getting sucked up in the vortex, and you have the field all alone to yourself, to where if you have Dry Bones, you can basically charge up the ball, deke your way in for a quick goal, or even better yet, charge up another Mega Strike with Diddy Kong, then, take advantage of it. Those are really the best, quickest ways to go about it. And hope that you don't get one of the non-effective strikers or sidekicks in this case. But there, I think you can see this is probably our 3rd Mega Strike of this match, I'm guessing. So that puts us at 5. So now we just are only 2 goals away from at least meeting the requirement of scoring 7 goals. And just another thing to let you all know, thankfully you don't have to worry about winning by 7 goals, you just need to score at least 7 goals, so Diddy must have, I can only imagine, done a lot of scoring to get to the point to where he can at least reach the century mark in goals scored, which is something I wish I could do. I also wish I could pitch a shutout, but that's not always possible, especially with the computer being as hard as it is, on the hardest difficulty that is Mega Striker. Let's see, so we're winding down here. We got a minute to go. We'll be getting the next couple of goals here in a moment here as I play some nice solid defense there. Here's, I think, goal number 6 right there off of getting the ball out of my end. Something you can also take advantage of. If they look to do a lob pass, be ready to get over there, deflect it, and if it's charged up and you have dry bones, and take advantage of it. Oh, that super egg roll ability. I forgot that happened when I played through this, so obviously nothing I can do about it. All I have to worry about trying to do is stop as many balls as I can. And it's he's got it at the fast speed, so I'm just hoping to at least stop 2 of these, which thankfully I did. I actually did. That was a lot better than what I was expecting to do. But thankfully that only just puts him down by 2, so as I figure, as long as I can just get one more charge goal, which I could certainly do with the roster I have here, as I don't have Diddy Kong, but thankfully I have dry bones, and that's all that matters to me, so I figure I can at least get off one more charged deep goal, and if I can take advantage of it. But really, a lot of how you do and how you play this challenge just depends on the roster you have. But here you're going to see I get this final goal. I almost blew it too. I ended up coming in at a bad angle. I went straight through, and I almost missed my opportunity to get the goal in, and I think if I had missed there, that really could have put the the challenge being accomplished in jeopardy. But thankfully I didn't get it, so I'm in good shape at this point, just trying to run out the clock here. And yeah, you guys are going to be really excited when I let you know what cheat you win for finally beating this last challenge with Diddy Kong. Which I think still, even at this point, I would say that Challenge 8 is harder than this, but this one is a very, very close second. But let's take a look at what the Striker Chimes say real fast, and I'll tell you all the cheats. So, Diddy advances and sets the record. Little Diddy sets record for fastest 100 goals scored and advances at the Star Cup. Captain is pleased with both accomplishments, as he should be. So when you finally defeat this last challenge, you get a really unique cheat called Custom Power-Ups, all sets. In the all sets part being in parentheses. But basically what that does is you can now actually modify the items that you receive during gameplay to specific sets, and you also can unlock an unlimited power-ups cheat, which basically lets you have a new item every few seconds, so you don't have to worry about having to take a penalty from being hit without the ball in order to get it. It'll just randomly generate an item for you every now and then. But that said, really, that's it for the Striker challenges. So now we only have one more cup left to do in the Road to the Striker Cup mode, and that is the Striker Cup itself. So we'll get to that in the next video. So with that said, guys, if you like what you've seen here, please subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think. I appreciate any thing you have to say, and next time we get back to Mario Strikers Charge, we will conclude with the Striker Cup, or start it anyways and conclude. So until then, I will see you all next time. This is Shadow HB3 signing out, saying stay perky.